Hello, everyone. My name is Kwame. I'm here today to just do a little bit of a life update and talk to you and answer some of the questions that we've received over a period of time. This is something that we're going to try to do every now and then, maybe every 3 months, to give you an update of what is happening and what we can do and how you can benefit from our program. So everybody who is here, thank you for taking time to join us or to watch this live broadcast. We didn't advertise it, so I don't expect to have a lot of people here. But these are questions, and if you happen to join and you have a question, you can ask. Now, today I'm just doing YouTube, but I have a few other cameras. So if you are watching me this way, then you're on YouTube. But then I have Instagram here and I have TikTok here. I'm not that sophisticated to be able to join everything together. So I set up a few cameras. So I'll try to give everybody a little bit of attention. But welcome to this live telecast. I'd like to, first of all, welcome our new students. If you are in the US, it's more than likely that you've started school. The fall semester has officially begun. Most of our students are already in school. I know there are quite a few um, for who school starts after Labor Day, which is after Monday. But for an overwhelming majority, you're already in school, so welcome. And as if you are our direct student, as we've been there for you, we'll continue to be there for you. If you have any questions, if you encounter any issues, just reach out to us. If you are a scholarship recipient, I'm very sure your scholarship is already reflected, even though I'm still working on I'm still working on a few this morning, sending emails to confirm to just make sure that you are enjoying your scholarship. If you haven't received your email, give us till Friday, and if you haven't, reach out to us and so that we can resolve that issue. So welcome. We have a lot in store for you. Our partnership with you is not just about um, money to go to school. It's for your overall well-being. So we are doing a lot to just make sure that your experience here with us is going to be one that will make all of us proud and also will make you comfortable. And this is why we are not just focusing on scholarships anymore. We are also helping people find jobs, find internships. We are also trying to help people because we know once you graduate and you start working, you will need automobile to go back to and fro to work. So we are working on those type of partnerships too. You will need insurance. We're working on those type of partnerships too. For some of you, even housing, we are working on some of those partnerships just to make life a little easier for you. So if you've joined us, thank you for joining us, and thank you for coming, and we are here for you. We are your family. Okay. So that's that. Welcome, and um, we are here for you. I have some questions that I wanted to address. People have reached out and have legitimate questions, and I'll try to address all of them. And I think the first one is the application process. For those who have already have had relationships with us, our application process hasn't changed. It's still the same. And even though we are working on adjusting or updating our fees to adjust to inflation, the fees are also still the same. So if if you are planning to apply for spring, which is January, then this is about the right time to do it. You can apply and we can still process you under the old terms and conditions. Things may change because as US laws change and gets updated, we will also have to update what we can and cannot do in our processes because things change, so we have to change. So that's that. Um, for the questions about visas, and just so you know, I'm not planning to be here forever. This is supposed to be like a 10-minute video. Sometimes I talk a little over time, so maybe 15 minutes, give or take, and I'll try to answer every question that I've received. Okay. So for those who have asked about visas, these are legitimate questions based on our own internal, what do you call it, evaluations and reviews, the percentage of visa um, approval rates haven't changed much. I think it's slightly lower than last year around the same time. What is become a bit challenging now is finding a date at your various embassies. But even with that, we've also realized that it depends on your country, your home country, and even within the same country, sometimes it depends on where you are applying from. So we have people who are doing it in South Africa, for instance, and if you go to Durban, it's different from if you go to a different city because they have a few visa centers in South Africa. So what our advice is before you get committed to any single process, right? If you're when you are choosing the embassy, make sure you do a little bit of research because there are some countries where they allow for non-nationals of that country to be able to do interviews. But what you have to understand is that it's not for all countries. There are some countries where they may have dates, they may allow you to book, but once you get there, they will tell you that if you don't have a reason to be in that country besides getting the visa, then they are not able to interview you. So you have to be mindful of that. The percentages haven't changed. Actually, I think because the demand has gone down, I I see a trend of the success rate in some instances going up. So you just have to make sure you don't do any kinds of misrepresentations, that everything that you take for the interview is legit. Make sure that you know how to answer your questions. If someone asks you the length of your program, you should be able to tell them. If the view asks you why you chose that program, you should be able to tell them. You should be able to tell anyone why you are going somewhere to spend thousands of dollars to go to school. So that hasn't changed. You just have to prepare. You need to work with organizations where you can actually get scholarships. This is why we are a bit different because we guarantee our scholarships. If you listen to our suggestions from the beginning, then we will be able to give you what you are in need of to be able to be successful. Sorry, I keep saying that I'll flip through, but so we are able to give you what you need to be successful. So it's very important that you do that. You have to prepare and be able to sort of kind of do that because there's definitely a lot more scrutiny now than before. So the worst thing you can do to yourself is go to the interview not prepared. Okay, because if the dates are difficult to get, just imagine you finally get the chance to be in front of a VO and but you are not able to answer the questions adequately and you have to book again. That becomes a tough thing to do. So my advice to you is to make sure that before you go, you are prepared. You have an I-20. You've paid your service fee. That you know why you're going there, where you're going, how much your tuition will cost, the value of your scholarship. Do you have relatives there? Um, what you intend to do after your education and all those type of things. You need to make sure that you are able to answer those questions and be honest because what you don't want to do is to be caught misrepresenting facts because these days they don't play with misrepresentation. Actually, USCIS never played with misrepresentations. So make sure that whatever you're telling them, that is the fact, that's the truth, and you can prove it if you are asked to do that. So the next one is the schools. Um, Someone asked the question if schools have stopped processing international students because of all the strict measures that are coming up. The truth is, I don't know of any school that has stopped um, taking international students because of that. What I do know is that schools sometimes they serve as what they call soundboard, so they know what the expectations are. So they may ask for more documentation to prove that you're eligible to get the I-20. Okay. So what I have noticed that schools are now scrutining documentation a little bit more than before because no school wants to give a whole bunch of I-20s and nobody gets the chance to come. So now they are asking more questions. Some schools are even beginning to ask for tuition deposits and things of that nature, just to make sure, because that is one of the primary concerns. Can this person pay? If we give you the chance to go to school or come to our school, can you pay the tuition? So even if you don't have a full scholarship that pays for every single thing, they still want to know. They want to know if you will be able to pay. Actually, if you have a scholarship that pays for everything, usually scholarships are based on something. It could be based on your GPA. So if along the way your GPA drops and so you lose your funding, will you be able to sustain yourself? So you need to prepare before you go for these interviews. And also, you need to understand that the schools are now doing a little bit more scrutiny just to make sure that you will be successful in the end, that you don't waste resources, including money, including your time, including um, your feelings. Because you see, this is an investment that involves a lot. So they don't want you to go through other processes and then you're not able to come and then everybody gets hurt. That's not a good thing. So the next one is the person wanted to know if we were still doing our US RN program. Yes, we have been placing people, we have been taking applications. Our process hasn't really necessarily changed. I think what we did was we took a step back and just wanted to give people something that was worth more than just placing them. Because everything we do, if you have followed any of Aspire's platforms, we always showcase our success. The success is not just getting you here. The success also including you being successful. So you graduating, finding a job, if that's the desire, and doing everything legally. Okay. So what we did was we rebranded our program just to make sure that if and when we encounter a student, a person that we decide to work with, and we are working with that person, we are not setting them up to fail. So we rebranded. So now the program is called USRN Plus. The USRN is still the same. The plus means we've added things to it. So instead of having about three different departments handling different aspects of nursing, recruitment for school, recruitment for job, helping with accommodation, helping with the sponsorships, we've combined all of them under one umbrella, USRN Plus. And so if and when you come into contact with us and we triage you, we make a decision with you, we make recommendations, we say this is what we can do for you. You sign our contract, we begin the process. So that when you eventually get here, it is not a matter of you don't you don't you don't feel comfortable, or you get here accommodation is not ready. Last year we had a person who got here and had to stay in a hotel for almost 2 months. Of course the hospital paid for that bill, but still you don't want to be in a hotel with your wife and 4 kids. Okay, because hotels have limitations, they have restrictions. So we've combined everything into one, and now we do those things together. So that's that. We rebranded. We're still very active. We're still placing. We're still taking applications. Now we do a little bit more scrutiny. The next question also is related to this one. It says, should I do the H-1B or the green card? Listen, you do what is available to you. But I think sometimes these questions I have to ask you what your priorities are, right? And the type of person you are. If let's say you are married with kids, you want to come with them, and you want your spouse and everybody else to be able to enjoy the American way of life, you want your husband to be able to work, or you want your wife to be able to work, the green card is the best because that covers, it covers all of you. You have flexibility. You can do whatever you want legally. And when I say whatever you want, I mean employment wise and staying in the country. You have very little limitations. But if you have the H-1B, you don't have that flexibility. However, if let's say you don't want to stay in Ghana for 3 years, or you don't want to stay in Kenya for 3 years while the green card is being processed, then the H-1B is best, because that one you could be here in about 90 days from the last time, from the time your documentations are approved. So I think we usually have to go by, when we sit with you and we speak to you and we get an idea what your objectives are, then we can advise as to what will be the best path for you. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm ignoring these guys. Let me see if I can adjust the camera. Yeah. So we do that to so that we can understand your particular situation and advise. If you're a single person and you don't have to worry about bringing family and things of that nature, you can do the H-1B. Even if you have a family and speed is a thing for you, and your family, they don't have a problem waiting two years or so for the other process to go through, that's also fine. Sometimes too, employers will bring you on the H-1B. When you get here after 6 months to a year, they begin the green card process. They'll talk to your lawyers and see what is doable, and then you can you can work on that and be okay. So there is no broad brush for that question. It depends on what you want out of the situation. But we are still placing, we still have the best deals. We're still not an agency, so we don't hire you. We give you to an employer, and the employer deals with you directly. Okay. So the next question is, do we have any new programs? Yes, we have a lot of new programs. We have a lot of, we are working to expand our scholarships. We have some schools coming on board. Actually, I'm supposed to be going to California in 2 weeks to work on a new school. We have employers coming on board. I met with one yesterday. I met with one on Monday. We are looking for ways to be useful to everybody. For me, this is a personal thing because I understand the struggle. You graduate out of school and you can't find a job. And sometimes even when you find a job, you could be someone who has a master's degree and is doing a job that a high school person can do. It's good. It's a job. It's better than nothing. But usually that is not what you're looking for. So we are looking to try to expand so that we can serve more people and do more things. So listen, and as much as we have a lot of agreements, if you also know someone who you think could be useful to Aspire, that we can go to them and say, hey, we want what you have. Let's see how we can work together. You are welcome to recommend us to them, or let us know about them so we can pursue those things. So yeah, these are the questions I wanted to address today. The welcome. I think we are, I think I've done due diligence to that. You are welcome. If you have a problem, as long as you are one of ours, reach out. Even if you are not yet one of ours, reach out. Maybe you can become one of our family members. And the visas, we've spoken about that. The schools, the new programs, and the USRN Plus program, and then the H-1B versus green card, debate. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope I've answered all of the questions that I was given. Obviously, if I didn't answer your question, the next time we meet, I'll answer it. You can follow us on all social media platforms on Aspire Skills Hub or Aspire Business Network or USRN Plus or Cordia Aviation. One thing I didn't hear about, but I'm going to do an entirely different presentation on Cordia Aviation because I think that's also a very good thing that could be of great benefit to a lot of people. When I started, I said I was going to be here for 10 minutes. I've been here for 20 minutes, so it's time for me to go. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we'll be in touch.